In this video, I'm going to explain how the chords come from the scale. We're going to start with C scale since it's very simple and there's no sharps or flats. We're going to go over triad and seventh chord. Then I'll do another video on chord qualities and one more video that will cover how to figure out your tensions from the scale and what those are. If you take 1, 3, and 5 of any scale, you will end up with the chord that comes from that. We are going to take 1, 3, and 5 of our scale. And since this is C major scale, that's how we would make C major triad. So we've got C, E, and G. You can see they're stacked, which means they're going to be played at the same time. Let's go try this on the keyboard. Okay, so the correct fingering really should be 1, 3, and 5. Remember, thumbs are 1. So you always count out from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This just follows the general rule that whenever possible, you want to try to keep one finger per key so you know exactly what's under your hand. And you should play, when you need a key, play the finger that's already on that key. Don't switch it to something that doesn't make sense. The nice thing about the seventh chord is that it really tells you exactly what it wants. It wants you to add the seventh. So now we're going to also add the seventh note of the scale. Let's go ahead and swap these out. Okay, let's go play our major 7 chord. Let's show you on the staff first, so we're going to need to add one more. So now we're just going to stack one more third on top of here. And we're going to label it. Now we have C, E, G, and B. So that is going to look like this when we play it. Again, I'm just going to use fingers so you can see what notes I'm hitting. So the fingering we're going to use for a 7th chord is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 5. And you can see that we can't use one finger per key in this instance because we need notes that are a bigger stretch than that. So let's go ahead and show you with a different scale. I already built it for you and filled it in. So D scale is one of the ones we've worked with before, and we know it has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And because they happen on notes that we need for our chord, they are going to end up in our chord. This is really important that you pay attention to this because otherwise you will end up with the wrong notes in your chord. So D major triad, which just means 3 notes, 1, 3, 5. And it's going to sound like this on the piano. Here's our C, so I'm going to step up 1 to D, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Okay, and in order to add C, we just stack another third on top. Let's go look at our scale. And we can see that that is also, the 7th note of the scale is a sharp. So we have to make sure that we play C sharp here and that we put a sharp in front of the note. So that's D major 7. So D major 7 is going to look like this. I just kind of played it out so you could, on the outsides of the keys, so you can see what notes I'm hitting. This one, this one, this one, this one. But again, you're going to use your standard 1, 2, 3, 5 fingering. As you're learning chords, I really suggest you just focus on your triads first, and then you can add some 7th chords, but I wanted to explain it while we were here in the scale, before we started lowering or raising things. So first we'll go over the main triad qualities, and there will be a link where you can download a sheet that shows that information so that you always have something to look back to until you get really good with that information. And then we will go over 7ths. I also am going to include a link to my Quizlet sets that I have that are going to quiz on those as well.